Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me here today. My name is Namrata Agarwal, and I work as staff product designer at Leo Vegas Mobile Gaming Group. Today, I'm going to share my journey into the industry where I'm dedicated to promoting responsible gaming, combating money laundering, and ensuring privacy. Leo Vegas is an international iGaming company, and we are a provider of online casino, live casino, sports betting, collaborating with operators such as Pragmatic Play and Evolution Gaming. Our four cornerstones, innovative, responsible, data driven, and scalable, are ingrained in everything we do. And everyone is working towards creation of world's best iGaming experience. It all started in 2011 when the company was founded. At first, it was mainly the Leo Vegas brand, but soon new brands were added. In 2018, we created our own multi-branded framework, and after that, it opened our gates for more growth with more people and more brands. A key moment came for us in 2022 when we became part of Resorts International. They acquired Leo Vegas as their vehicle for launching their BetMGM brand outside North America. Since then, we've added the Netherlands and Sweden as our new and growing markets. We have a diverse team of almost 82 nationalities spread across 20 different locations. We have 9 brands and across 14 markets. My name is Namrata Agarwal, and I work as staff product designer within the discovery team of Leo Vegas Group. I also work for social upliftment projects, such as teaching underprivileged kids about textile craft or traveling to rural parts of India, where I explore and uplift crafts. And when I'm not working, I mostly paint, and I have an exhibition coming up next month. Just a promotion on the side. So far, we have spoken about Leo Vegas, the brands, and the team. Next up, we talk about my journey, the stigma and myths attached to the industry, how regulations impact us, and how do we mind the gap between these regulations and our users. And next up, we open the house for questions. I have grown up reading mythological epics. In Mahabharata, the good guys, Pandavas, lose everything, including their kingdom, over a game of luck. Since childhood, I have been told that gambling is a taboo. And it's still a stigma in many countries. So last year, when I was joining Leo Vegas, I haven't completed the year yet. So last year when I was joining Leo Vegas, my friends and colleagues were like, how can you join such a company, like a gambling company? And I was like, but hey, aren't there other addictions or industries, vices that you feel addicted or feel bad about? And we use like betting-related idioms in our day-to-day lives. I bet, don't bet on it, you can bet your life. So when I moved to Sweden, I saw betting-related advertisements everywhere, be it our... so unknowingly or knowingly, we are part of gambling or gambling-related things. It's part of our lives since always, be it our mythological epics or a candy matching game. I have some words here on the screen: infinite scrolling, sugar, shopping, and binge watching. Now, may I request everybody in this room to please stand up? I have this thought exercise for everybody. Thank you. So, people who feel that they're addicted to at least one of them, can you please be seated? And now, okay, everybody's sad. Well, I feel addicted to 3 of them. And I feel that these kind of like vices or addictions or even dark patterns are part of our lives. And we feel them and see them on our daily things. What I mean to say is that addiction is not just with gambling, it's with a lot of other things. So I ran a similar survey at work, and my colleagues felt addicted to Instagram, sugar, and coffee. So do you think it does you any good? We all do. So, and then have you ever wondered on being tricked at an e-commerce site about discounts? That's an example from Temu. They have a spin wheel, and we have a lot of spin wheels here at Women in Tech today across multiple stalls to win the swag. We also have fake profiles that trick us. And we also have cats being eaten in Springfield, Ohio, that got popular with Trump, but that originated from a fake Facebook post. And all these things can be controlled and even stopped with proper gatekeeping. So on the contrary, the gambling industry is highly regulated, which is quite an unknown fact. We do have white markets, commonly known as regulated markets. These are markets where we have proper regulations and legal things in place. Some examples are Sweden, UK, and the Netherlands. Then we have the gray markets. These are unregulated markets, and these are countries which neither have proper regulations nor do they prohibit online gambling. We have, and as the brands and countries are getting matured, they are converting from gray to white markets. Brazil is one of the recent examples about a country which recently got converted from being a gray market to a white market. And lastly, we have these black markets. These are or banned markets. These are countries where it is illegal to have any kind of gambling business, mostly Asia. I have another exercise here for the audience, and Janet here is helping us with the mic. So our online and live stream users can listen to it. Do you think there is anything wrong with this image? Can you spot the thing that's wrong? Anybody? It's an actual site. Yeah, it exists. It's not a fake site. That was a hint too. Yeah.
I said the URL. The name, I don't know, the name of the company.
Bet on Bet is an actual company. It exists in Brazil. It's a gambling company. But still, there's something majorly wrong with this image.
It's very ugly.
Okay. Perhaps I can reveal the truth. No, we didn't have really. Anybody else wants to try before I break the answer? Yeah.
Is it the language? Is it in Portuguese?
No. I use Google Translate, so it's converted to English.
It's not in Google Play.
I'm sorry?
It's not in Google Play. It's on internet. Yes. So you don't download it from the store.
That's actually not true.
I'm just making a guess that the reviews are kind of high, and I think like if you're losing, you might not get a good review. I don't know.
Do you think there are Google reviews on websites or they are on Google Play? Okay. Do you have something?
Could it be something with like the verified check mark?
Yeah, that's a hint too, but do you have it for websites? Like, that's the thing.
There shouldn't be an app for it?
Yeah, you're pretty close because this is a website masquerading as Google Play Store. It's an image that you can click and then get to want to bet. And it makes you look like you're on Google Play Store, but you're not. But this is what, thank you, Janet. But this is what most of the black or some gray market companies do. They trick you as a user to put in your money, which you can eventually lose. And that creates that stigma and myth that most of us think of gambling industries as. But at Leo Vegas, we are constantly thriving and working towards removing and diminishing these stigmas amongst our users by having compliance and regulations in place. But we also want to care for our users, and that's why we continuously iterate and improve our designs. So now imagine walking into a store and handing over your credit card right at the entrance. Would anybody want to do that? Neither would I. But that's what our gambling companies want users to give their card details, their passport information, their identity information right at the start. So building user trust to let users give these things is not a small feat. And have you ever found yourself frustrated with endless arrays of digital displays, buttons across home appliances such as washing machines, dishwashers? I see a lot of nodding in the room. I do too. But all I wanted to do is do my laundry or dishes. But I have to understand, read manuals, sift through multiple buttons. It's too much of a cognitive load for me, even if I want to go shopping. Similarly, that's the legal jargon that we want our users when just signing up for our app. We have fraud prevention, identity theft, terms and conditions. Like, how many of you would think of reading a terms and conditions 20, 30-page thing? You just press OK. So how might we mind the gap and foster user trust, reduce their stress, and ensure compliance with legal requirements? So many compliance requirements must be implemented quickly, often leading to compromises. At Leo Vegas, we are actively bridging the gap between compliance and our user empathy. We recently launched in Brazil as a joint venture, since it got regulated earlier this year. And Brazilians can have really long names. We have some Brazilians in the house who are nodding. So this is our guy, Rafael. And if Rafael wants to move to Sweden to visit his family, he needs to fill this form. But his name won't fit. It's based on the field sizes. So he may choose to write really tiny, squeeze his name in a physical form, but that luxury is not available for online forms. So most commonly, people write their names as they are called. For example, Rafael may choose to write Rafael in first name and Ligne in surname. But since that is not his legal name, he fails to be our user. So how do we solve this issue? We merged both the fields to call it full name. It gave us some improvements, but despite that, it was still not meeting the expectations and the numbers we wanted. So this time, we explicitly wrote what we want. Full legal name, as in your identity document. And the result? Rafael Ligne. Because people don't read, they scan. So we took a step back to think, why do we want the user to type their name? We want it because we have a lot of legal terms and conditions, KYC, fraud prevention in place. We want to ensure that the user who comes to our site has proper security and we ensure his privacy. So what we did is we removed the name from our sign-up forms, and we use the social security number to fetch publicly available information. This not only helped us reduce our forms, but also helped us get clean and verified data. Eventually, it helps us reduce risk and got a secure and verified user. We do similar automations in Netherlands for address fetching, and we also have developed our own in-house document capturing tool that reduce redirects and dependencies on third-party applications. And here's another case where how we mind the gap between the legal jargon and our users. So we have Leo Safe Play. It is an initiative by Leo Vegas to prevent gambling addiction and underage gambling. We also have AI models in place that look at the user behavior and alert them if they want to take certain actions to reduce gambling addiction and introduce safer gambling practices. And if this does not work, we do have manual interventions as well to, if, say, for example, AI is not working. And lastly, we have one more use case that I would like to share. And that is something came from a personal story from one of my colleagues. So we do have like the Temu example I shared earlier about e-commerce site tricking with discounts. We also have loan sharks that trick on young adults into a lot of debt, but they probably don't have enough income or have no income, but their checks are not in place. But that leads to those young adults being burdened by thousands of kroners to pay. And it's a true story that happened with one of my colleagues. So again, like our Mario, you have to jump, and these speed breakers are there to make you stronger. Speed breakers such as providing source of income with enhanced due diligence or terms and conditions and KYC. These things are for our own safety, but we as users think these are speed breakers, we don't like them, and we leave the site. And that leads to many companies compromising, and that is more harmful for us. So we should kind of like love them and not hate them and not churn. So at Leo Vegas, we do have account verification for users who we think could be a fraud or an underage gambler. So we want them to verify their identity. And we also have, if our algorithms see a risk behavior, we ask users to provide their source of income. So lastly, I want to quote my colleague, Linnea. I totally agree with what she said. While it is easy to criticize an industry, making a real difference in society requires active engagement. To improve societal gambling habits, we must work from within the industry. Otherwise, we risk allowing black and some gray markets to flourish. So look out for these gambling association badges and tags. If they are there on a website, especially gambling, then those gambling sites are legal and illegal, are legal and not illegal. Like I opened App Store, and it took me 3 or 4 scrolls to find the first legal gambling application. So there are a lot of them everywhere, and they are the ones who cheat and lead you to losing your money. I must say that it's been almost a year since I've been working at Leo Vegas, and I have never worked in any company that has so much of legal and compliance things in place. I never thought, at least with the gambling company, I never thought there would be so much of legal things into place. I always thought they were kind of like making money about games, but there is so much about KYC and a lot of due diligence that goes into place. And that's something that I don't think so even banks have it. And now for real, we open the house for questions if anybody has something. Thank you. Feedback, questions, comments.
How do you see finding the balance between making it too easy and also creating some restriction? Because, of course, everything needs to be safe, but at the same time, making everything out to fill. Maybe make it too easy for you to start gambling if it's an issue for you.
It's actually, even if it becomes really easy for you to gamble, it's still not easy for you to actually gamble. We do have so many checks before to ensure that the user who is allowed to play is mature enough to play. We also have these automations that we are actively pushing for to reduce all the manual efforts because they actually lead to a lot of fraud and bots. And gambling is one of the industry that leads to a lot of money laundering activities. So that's also one of the things that we have to ensure that the user who is coming to us does not want to do anything bad or illegal. We don't want to become a part of illegal activity or like other companies who sell your data or use your data in a bad way. We really don't want to be.
Yes. Hi. I have a question regarding your user journey here. And do you compare yourself also to the other betting companies that also are legalized? I mean, are you comparing your user journey compared to how they have evolved stuff to make sure that you have the most efficient one, etc.?
Yeah, we do compare on and off all the time, not just Sweden, but outside Sweden, because we are present in 14 countries. We have to look at all the countries where we are present. And if, say, for example, when we wanted to launch in Brazil, the Bet on Bet is a Brazilian company, which we found. So we do definitely look at them, and it also helps, sometimes it helps us challenge our compliance that brand A and B is doing this, because we are really strict and we can get answers onto that. But we also have a lot of other brands looking at us, because it's kind of like a circle. I've worked in e-commerce all my life, mostly, and I've seen that it's just a circle that brands just look at each other, get inspired, and work on it. But that liberty is not so much, because we do have such a strong compliance regulations that we have to adhere to that. Even though our competitor could be doing something that our compliance does not want us, we will not do it. Anybody else?
How did you get to the automation idea with Rafael?
Oh, because Brazil, as I said, it has really long names. Our fuzzy matching was really low. And we were just doing continuous iterations, we were doing A/B testing, and we were looking at our daily data, but we were still not able to get the kind of results. So it was our research team that found that this information is a public information, and we could use that information to automate the flow.
Hi.
Hi.
So, my question for you is, since you are obviously someone with very good values, you have your background that you want to help other people, how has that impacted your journey here? Do you think that has helped in any way?
Yeah, definitely. Like I could say two things in here. I have uh, wa- studied at 8 schools. So for me, it's a really unusual thing. That's a fun fact about me. But that really helped me challenge and learn for new things. It's my first time working at a gambling company, and I learned so much here. But just because of those, like going to a new school, making new friends, and then doing these social initiatives, I have to interact with a lot of new people, learn a lot of new things. And to do that, I need to have trust in the person in front of me. The person won't let me talk to him if they don't trust me. And that really helped me have that personal thing into my work, because I want to create that trust for the user. Like gambling is a taboo industry, a stigma industry, but we have to ensure our users who come to us feel confident that they will not lose their money, they will be taken care of, it is really secure, and their data and their privacy is at the top. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Azeb. I'm a software developer,
Hi.
and it's a very nice presentation.
Thank you.
And I want to ask, like, me as a developer, there's two fields that I believe I will never work when I start my journey. It was hacking and gambling. And I might change my mind now about hacking, because there's a thing that's called ethical hacking. If I can save my country with that, I will do it. But gambling is something, even if it is written there, like, let's say, you can have a therapy, like when you buy a cigarette, right? Smoking kills, but still, for a person with an addiction, it doesn't help, like just writing one text and then selling the product. So how do you balance that as a developer? I just want to know, like, sorry if I put you in a spot, but that's my
We do have
question.
some developers in the room.
Thank you.
Welcome, you could answer.
Yeah.
But we also have like these AI models in place where we do nudge users that you are reaching a threshold for gambling. We also have, as I said, we do have manual intervention in case they miss that. We actively call, email those users. But despite everything, if you really want to remain an addict, we just completely block that user. We block that user on our side and all our sister brands at the same time. But in the regulated markets, there are these gambling associations as well, like Spelpause and GamStop. They also help these users to prevent them from being an addict, or if they are addict, to get them out of that addiction.
Hello, Namrata.
Hello.
Oh, that was loud. So it's not related maybe to the presentation, but I also work at Leo Vegas. And could you talk a little bit about the diversity compared to other places that you worked at? And also if the stigma around gambling has maybe contributed positively to that diversity at the company? So the Swedish stigma about gambling.
I would say that I actually joined Leo Vegas because I personally faced an inclusive issue in my previous company. Since I was the only English speaker in the whole team among Swedish people, I had to literally raise my hand amongst my colleagues that, hey, can we take this conversation in English? And it actually felt really isolated and unwanted. But at Leo Vegas, I'm really proud, like even at my own design team, we have more than 12 nationalities. We speak so many languages and everything, and it feels really proud and it feels really inclusive. We just not talk in English, we learn other languages. I know a few words in Portuguese now since I worked for Brazil. But it's really a true multicultural experience working there. And if people are really recommending, I don't know if it is, I haven't worked at other gambling companies, so I really don't know if it is, this is a culture within the gambling industry, but I could definitely vouch for Leo Vegas that it is truly international. Hail diversity. All right, I guess that's it. So thank you for joining me here today. I want to say cheers to our team, Leo. That's a lot of us are present here in the room today. Big shout out for us for supporting me and the company and the diversity today. And visit our stand. We are on the left side of the entrance. It's a bit isolated, but please visit. You can get a chance to win really good goodies, such as Urbanista headphones and some Rain's gear. With spinning the wheel. Thank you.